Xin cảm ơn Vụ trưởng Nguyễn Thanh Tú, ông Nizam Ismail, ông Nicholas Dimitro, bà Elizabeth G và ông John Chaikit đã chia sẻ những ý kiến hết sức quý giá về kinh nghiệm quốc tế trong việc xây dựng khung pháp lý để quản lý, xử lý tài sản ảo, tiền ảo.
Thank you, Director General Nguyen Thanh Tu, Mr. Nizam, Mr. Nicholas, Ms. Elizabeth, Mr. Chikit, for sharing their valuable experience about international experience in setting up legal frameworks to govern and manage digital assets and cryptocurrencies.
Và sau đây xin mời lên sân khấu ông Lưu Thế Lợi, giám đốc công ty Kyber Network, trình bày bài phát biểu của mình.
Please welcome Mr. Loi Luu, CEO of Kyber Network, to come on up and present his speech. Warm applause.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Loi Luu. I'm CEO and co-founder of Kyber Network. It's my great honor to be here in a city that I love. So I went to college here in Hanoi for 4 years before I moved to Singapore to start doing my PhD in blockchain and cryptocurrency technology before even blockchain was pretty hot. So today I'm really happy to share about the benefits that blockchain technology can bring to our economy in the aspect of enabling a transparent and more efficient economy. So these are the 3 main points that I'm going to talk about. First of all, I will focus on why transparency matters. And secondly, why blockchain can make things more transparent, can allow transparent activities in our financial and our economy as well. And the last point is the support needed from the government or from the legal framework to help us enable and utilize all the benefits of blockchain technology. Now, in order to understand why transparency matters, let's take a look at some of the important activities in our financial world when there's no transparencies. Let's take a look at exchanges. Now, in some of the exchanges, there are just very opaque activities over there. The exchanges, they either inflate the volume or they just close the position of the users, or they close the orders without any transparency at all. And it happens from time to time. We see it all over the news. And even in the popular use cases like payments, how many of you here are using Visa or credit card for the overseas payments? How many of you know that how much you are charged for the fees? Okay, around 20%. So apparently, even for the big company like American Express, they even secretly charge some different rate for the end users. So this raises the question of whether how do we protect the end users, and how do the retail users even figure out what happens. And from time to time, we hear about bad stories about mismanagement in the funds. And if you still remember, back in 2018, during the financial crisis, one of the main reasons is that the credit rating given by the firms like Moody is not so transparent. So these are the examples just to show that if we have transparency in all the activities in our economy or in our financial system, then it will help everyone. To the individual, they can identify and prevent fraud early, just by getting access to all the information and verifying all the claims. To the businesses, they will spend less resources on due diligence. So just if you have been operating any business in real life, right, you will see that the time and the cost to understand your business partner is a lot more. And even when you want to report to the government, you have to work with the auditor and it costs a lot of time and resources as well. And for the government, once there is transparency guarantee, they can easy to monitor and verify all the claims, all the reports submitted from other parties as well. So blockchain is a key technology that enables a transparent economy. The key thing about blockchain is that it allows people to work together without a trusted party. By using a decentralized network of different parties, and the nice thing is that the data is available and verifiable on the blockchain. So every time, if you want to verify any claim, you can just get the data from the blockchain and run all the software to verify whether the claim is valid or not. And with blockchain, people can do business without even trusting each other. Because why do you have to trust if you can verify everything? And the nice thing is you can even do business without even knowing each other. So this is impossible today, right? If you go to the street, you meet someone new, are you going to do any trade with them? Unlikely, right? And if you just meet your potential business partner for the first time, are you going to sign any deal? Unlikely, because you have to do a lot of due diligence to understand your business partner. So with blockchain, we can reduce time and cost to establish trust, and you can just do business right away. Now, here are a few examples of the use cases that can be enabled by blockchains. So this is the graph showing all the money has been raised via ICO. And from the previous panel, we understand that ICO has some certain risks. So DAICO is a new model that gives more power, more transparency to the investor. And it actually prevents them from all the frauds during ICO. Most of the frauds, not all of them. And DAICO is actually proposed by Vitalik and his team. It allows promising and legit businesses to continue raising funds via ICO, and at the same time, the investor will have more certainty and more control on the project that they invest in. Another example is decentralized exchanges or decentralized token swap. And Kyber Network is working on one platform as well. The nice thing about decentralized token swap like Kyber is that all the settlement are instant. And there's low transaction uncertainty, no counterparty risks, because everything is done on the blockchain. So the moment that you can remove the centralized party, then there's less room for manipulation. There's less room for risks. And at no point does Kyber or some of the decentralized exchanges hold user fund. So even if the exchanges get hacked, the users do not get affected. Another example that we have seen from several projects and companies in the world is a transparent fund management. So Melonport is one of the first projects in the blockchain space that utilize blockchains for fund management. So the idea here is all the investors, they can know how the fund is being managed and what are the trades have been made by the fund manager. So if there is anything abnormal or that the fund manager does maliciously, then the investor will know and detect early. And one of the core activities of this fund is to liquidate or rebalance the portfolio. And Kyber also enables this activity to happen in a transparent way. Now, in order to utilize all these nice properties of blockchains and to allow all these use cases to happen in real world, there's really a need for the support from the legal framework and from the government. It's good if we can have a clear regulation about what can be done and what cannot be done when it comes to cryptocurrency and blockchain. The truth is no one wants to violate the law, but sometimes technology or innovation just goes faster than regulation. So some people may just like enter into the gray area that they do not know like how to be compliant and how to like follow the law. And when we build any regulation, we should take into account how blockchain and cryptocurrency work. The best way to do that is to consult all the researcher or the expert or many people in this room as well. And we can take the reference from Singapore or even Taiwan and a few other countries to create a sandbox, which is an environment for experiments, so that we can embrace the disruption of blockchain and at the same time limit the damage if there is any. Now, before I conclude my talk, I just want to share that blockchain, just like the internet in the 90s, most people haven't got it yet. And it looks ugly, right? Because of all the bad news, all the hacking, and all the scam. And we have a few use cases. So many people don't think that we need blockchain at all. And those people who are disrupted by blockchain, we just do everything to prevent it from happening. So I think it's good if all of us here in this room can spend resources together to embrace the blockchain technology, so that we don't kill the internet too early. Thank you.